there's a brand new documentary making some of the most extraordinary claims in modern history. It's alleging a secret that's been kept under wraps for more than 80 years. So today, let's break down the most explosive revelations from the age of disclosure.
Right off the bat, you get this powerful statement from a U.S. intelligence official in the film. I mean, think about that. A program so secret it's in a class all by itself. This really sets the stage for everything that follows. It's at the absolute core of this story.
So what's the big claim here? Well, it's a bombshell, really. The documentary says that for 80 years, there's been this secret global effort to hide the existence of intelligent non-human life and their, frankly, world-changing technology.
At the very heart of this whole 80-year cover-up is this one, top secret operation. It's called the Legacy Retrieval Program, and if what the documentary claims is true, it might just be the most closely guarded secret in modern history. So what exactly is it? Well, according to the insiders in this film, it's a super-secret program with a single mission: get to crashed alien spacecraft and recover them before anyone else finds out. And get this, the level of secrecy is said to be even higher than the Manhattan Project, the program that built the atomic bomb. Just let that sink in. And we're not talking about some small, rogue group here. The insiders claim it's this huge effort that involves parts of the Air Force, the CIA, the Department of Energy, and even major military defense contractors. This is the highest level of the U.S. security state we're talking about.
But, this secret isn't just about hiding crashed ships. The documentary reveals it's actually about something way more urgent, a desperate, high-stakes global race for technology that could completely redefine power here on Earth.
And here's maybe one of the biggest reveals of the whole thing. The U.S. isn't the only one doing this. Insiders are claiming that adversaries like Russia and China have their own retrieval programs. So for decades, there's been this hidden Cold War going on, a secret race to be the first to crack this technology.
Yeah, this quote from the film, it really puts the stakes into perspective. The atomic weapon on steroids. Just imagine, the first country that figures this out would have an advantage that's almost impossible to comprehend. They'd pretty much become the world leader overnight, and for a long, long time.
And this isn't something that just started. This race has apparently been going on for decades. For example, officials in the film claim that way back in 1989, the Soviets got their hands on a Tic Tac craft. And it was supposedly much, much larger than that famous one the U.S. Navy's Nimitz pilots saw. I know. This all sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? Which is exactly why we have to look at who is making these incredible claims on camera for everyone to see.
It's the question you have to ask. It's the one everyone watching is thinking. The credibility of all these revelations, well, it completely depends on the credibility of the people saying them.
Well, the answer starts with this number, 34. That's how many incredibly high-level military, government, and intelligence officials decided to go on the record for this documentary.
And just look at this list. I mean, these aren't some low-level analysts or anonymous sources with fuzzy faces. We're talking about the actual people who were entrusted with America's biggest secrets. Sitting senators, former cabinet secretaries, leaders from the Pentagon, the CIA, the list goes on.
And what's maybe even crazier? These people are from all over the political map. In a time when nobody can agree on anything, you have people who would argue about the color of the sky, all coming together on camera to share what they say is one single fundamental truth. That's wild.
Okay, so we've established who is talking. These are seriously credible people. But what are they actually saying? This is where the story gets really, really extraordinary.
Look, this is the big one, right? The question that's underneath all the talk about crashed ships and secret tech. Have we recovered actual non-human beings? The film doesn't dance around it, and neither do its sources. And this is where the claims they escalate like you wouldn't believe. First, intelligence officials state that the U.S. has recovered remains from at least 2 different non-human species. Okay, wow. Then, they claim that one of these species was recovered alive and actually made contact with the retrieval team. And then, the absolute bombshell, an alleged incident at a U.S. military base where a craft supposedly landed and beings got out to interact directly with military personnel.
And these encounters, they're not always harmless. The film reveals that some officials who've gotten too close to these objects have suffered serious physical consequences, bizarre, unexplained biological effects. It's a pretty sobering reminder that whatever this technology is, it's way beyond what we understand. Okay, so if even a tiny fraction of this is real, it begs a massive question. For a presence this big to stay hidden for so long, where would they even go? Well, the documentary offers a pretty compelling theory.
So where do you hide? The documentary points to the most obvious, yet most overlooked place on the planet. Think about this. We literally know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own ocean floors. With nearly 3/4 of our oceans completely unexplored, it's the perfect hiding spot right under our noses. And don't just take my word for it. Listen to this. This is the U.S. Navy's former, get this, chief oceanographer putting it bluntly. He says if you are a species from somewhere else and you want to hide from humanity, the most obvious place would be our oceans. When the Navy's top ocean expert says that, it adds a whole lot of weight to the idea that this presence might not just be visiting, they could be based right here, in the depths of our own world.
So you have to wonder, if all this is true, why? Why keep a secret of this magnitude for so long? What's the reason for the 80-year silence?
And get this, the film says at least 2 recent presidents have actually grappled with coming clean. The Bush administration apparently debated it for days right after 9/11, but decided the country was just too fragile. And then here's later, the Trump administration was exploring it too, but reportedly hit the brakes after asking about what the economic fallout might be.
And that brings us right here to today. The title of the documentary, The Age of Disclosure? Well, it feels like a declaration, like this 80-year secret is finally coming undone. And it leaves all of us with the ultimate question. One you have to consider for yourself. Are we ready for it?